All right, can someone raise a calm, silent hand and remind us what skill have we been learning? What skill have we been learning how to do? Calm, silent hand. What skill, Tiara? Louder, sweetie. Comparing and contrasting. And someone remind us, when we first started to do this, we were comparing and contrasting Turtle and Angela. Calm, silent hand. How are they similar and how are they different? I need more hands than that. How are they similar and how are they different? Jade. The question was, how is Turtle and Angela, how are they similar and how are they different?
Turtle was, she was kind of rude.
Turtle was rude, whereas?
Whereas Angela is respectful and nice.
Whereas Angela was respectful and nice. Give her 2 on 2, 1, 2. Thank you, giving her time to finish her answer. Hands down. And then last Thursday, we read about 2 new characters, Dr. Wexler and Mr. Who. And they had kind of a similar response to seeing the fire at the Westinghouse. Who can raise a calm, silent hand and remind us, based on what we read on Thursday, how was their response, what was it, and how is it similar? Calm, silent hand, who remembers that from Thursday? And Naya Willisey. Call on a teammate to help you in 3, 2, Giera.
They act like they being cute too. They act like they being cute.
They acted like they didn't really care, or they didn't really know what was going on in the Westinghouse. Okay, they were like, oh well, like go study. The other one said, would you just sit back, right? They ignored it and they acted like they didn't care. Give Giera 2 on 2 for helping a teammate. 1, 2, fabulous. Today, we're going to chunk these 2 characters together. So underneath your notes, go ahead and draw the same setup that you've done before. Let's send to Maurice, who's already writing. And on this side, we're going to chunk together Mr. Who and Dr. Wexler on one side, because they responded almost in the exact same way. So go ahead and make another one. And on the left side, you're going to put Dr. Wexler and Mr. Who. And we're going to meet a new character today. Lee is writing, Therese is writing. Thank you, Maurice. Excellent job, Jaden. Excellent job, Israel. +10 for showing me you're ready to go. So we're going to chunk these 2 characters together. Mr. Who and Dr. Wexler completely ignore the smoke at the Westinghouse. And we're going to meet a new character today. Her name is J.J. Ford. Those of you that did your close read for the Do Now, you already know some things about her. Awesome. Go ahead and write J.J. Ford on the right side. So just like that little video we just watched, we're going to be comparing and contrasting Dr. Wexler and Mr. Who's response to seeing the smoke compared to Miss J.J. Ford's response to seeing the smoke. 1 second, sweetie. When you are ready to go ahead and put your pencil down and your eyeballs on me. Zavion's ready. Anaya's ready. Israel's ready. Ryan's ready. You have 10 more seconds. Pencils are down in 3. Pencils are down in 2. Pencils are down on 1. So guys, go ahead and look at our big setting wall for a second. Let's just ground ourselves before we start reading. Remember, on the back of the book it told us that someone, a possible murderer, might be inheriting Sam Westing's fortune, right? And so the author keeps telling us where all these people were when they saw the smoke. Look over at the Westing mansion over there when they saw the smoke. So the author's telling us, where were you when you saw the smoke? Where were you when you saw the smoke? Where were you when you saw the smoke? And where were you? And the author's trying to tell us what, right? raise your hand if you can tell me, what do you think the author's trying to tell us? So we know that Sam Westing's going to die. We know that someone's going to get his money, right? If I saw a house like smoking, I'd be like, what? What's happening? But all these people are responding differently. What do you think the author's trying to tell us? Earl?
That someone has a conscience, like when we was reading that other book, when he kept on giving us clues about him being bullied and all that.
Mm-hmm.
He kept on giving us clues about where they were at. And
She, the author's a woman.
She
Thank you.
kept on giving us clues about where they were at and why
Why?
they acted like that.
Why? What is the author trying to tell us? The author's trying to tell us who has something. It's something in mystery books.
Who has an alibi?
An alibi. Awesome. I know a lot of you had it. Give Earl 2 on 2. 1, 2. Thank you for giving him time. Who has an alibi? Guys, someone, put your hands down. Someone snuck into that house, did something to Sam Westing, and there was smoke in the house. Please pass that to Maurice. Okay? We're trying to figure out who has an alibi. Excellent job, Earl. Okay? Excellent, excellent, excellent job. Go ahead and catch your finger, ready to go. We're reading starting on page 13. Remember, you already read this once. For good readers, close read by rereading again, looking for something else. So put your finger on the line Sandy McSuthers. Put your hand on. Sandy McSuthers. I want you to flash your fingers, my dears, when you hear how is J.J. Ford responding or reacting to seeing smoke at the Westing house. If I call your name, read 2 sentences for me. Sandy McSuthers saluted as the maroon Mercedes swung around the curved driveway and came to a stop at the entrance. Let's remember that Sandy McSuthers is the doorman, and so he helps people get out of their cars, okay? So keep in mind who Sandy is. He opened the car door with a ceremony reserved only for Judge J.J. Ford. Hey, look up there, Judge. There's smoke coming from the Westing house. A tall black woman in a tailored suit, her short clipped hair touched with gray, slipped out from behind the wheel. So she gets out of her Mercedes, handed the car keys to the doorman, so he's probably going to go park it for her, and cast a disinterested glance at the house on the hill. Why are you flashing, Earl?
I'm flashing because her response is just like Mr. Who's and Mr. Waxer. They both don't care.
And they both don't care. Go ahead and turn and talk to a teammate and reread one more time the part we just read. How does J.J. Ford, this woman, how does she initially respond to seeing smoke coming out of the Westing house? Turn and talk. Go.
She responds like she doesn't care.
This is a nice. How does she respond?
She responded because
Talk to Kaya.
what he said.
What do you think, Niall?
What?
How? She's perfect. All right, voices off in 5. Hands are up in 4. Voices are completely off in 3. Eyeballs are up here in 2. And 1. I need more hands than that. How does she initially, at first, respond to seeing smoke at the Westing house? Everyone needs to have an answer. Denijah. J.J. Ford responds.
J.J. Ford responds.
How does she respond?
That she didn't really care if
A louder, sweetie. You're brilliant. Be louder.
that she didn't really care if there was smoke coming from
Yeah, she doesn't really care. Give Denijah 2 on 2. 1, 2. She doesn't really care. What piece of evidence gave that to you? Calm, silent hand. What piece of evidence gave it away? Immediately was like, ooh, she doesn't care either. Leah.
She gave in a cast of a disinterested glance at the house on the hill.
Please silently underline. She cast a disinterested glance at the house on the hill. Israel's finding that text evidence and underlining it. Chanel's finding the text evidence and underlining it. She cast a disinterested glance to the house on the hill. Waiting on 2 teammates to find that text evidence and underline it. So she kind of just does this. She casts a glance, and then she goes on with herself. Guys, if I saw a house like smoking, right, I would be like, oh, like what? Like I would freak out. I would call 911. I'd do all these things, but she's not. She just kind of like looks, and then she keeps going. Let's see if she changes at all. So this is how she initially responds. Let's see what else happens, okay? Pick up reading for me, please. They say, who, really loudly. Who can read very loudly? Brian, give it a shot.
They say nobody's up there, just the corpse of old man Weston riding away on an oriental grub, said the reporter as he
Hoisted.
hoisted a full briefcase from the trunk of the car. Do you believe in ghosts, Judge?
So stop for a second. Sandy's like, they say the body's up there. Do you believe in ghosts, Judge? So let's listen for her response, okay? There is certain to be a more rational explanation. You're right, of course, Judge. Sandy opened the heavy glass door and followed the judge's heels through the lobby. I was just repeating what Otis Amber said. Otis Amber is a stupid man, if not downright mad. J.J. Ford hurried into the elevator. She should not have said that. Not her. Not the first black, the first woman to have been elected to a judgeship in the state. So she's got an important job in the state, so she kind of has to watch what she says. She was tired after having a tiring day. That was it. Or was it? Sam Westing has come home at last. Well, she, top of 14. Top of 14. Well, she could sell the car, take out a bank loan, pay him back in cash. But would he take it? So when I read this, I was like, wait a second. She's the first character that has kind of like thought or talked about him. So let's just go back and reread for a sec. It says, she was tired after having a trying day. That was it. Or was it? So Sam Westing had come home at last. Well, she could sell her car, the Mercedes, take out a bank loan, pay him back in cash. But would he take it? Turn and talk to a partner. What's the relationship between Sam Westing and J.J. Ford? Turn and talk to a teammate. Go.
J.J. Ford owes him something.
No, turn and talk. Reread the text.
J.J. Ford may have used to work for Sam Westing. Wait, what?
I know you should turn and talk. What do you think?
It's always like the black person. I bet you as soon as the game starts, J.J. Ford.
What
J.J. Ford.
Excellent job, Teresa and Leah. You've got 20 more seconds. What's the relationship?
J.J.
What do you
Ford
think?
did it. I think that was.
What did she do? What's the relationship?
And I also think that the mistake did it because they was like, it was a mistake. And I don't know who the mistake is, but I think it's Mr. Wexler. Mr.
Boys is up in
because
5. Hands are up in 4. What is the relationship between these two characters in 3, in 2, and 1? You should have turned and talked with a partner. You need to have something to share with the class. Earl.
The relationship is they Ford may have owed Sam Weston something because they said pay him back.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
And they also must like know each other because when she gave it this distracted look, this interested look, she It said that so Sam Weston has come home at last, which means she wasn't expecting that.
So she wasn't expecting that. What an amazing inference, Earl. So she owes him money. She must know him from before. Okay, let's keep reading. Don't worry, Judge. The doorman escorted her to the door of apartment 4D. What you tell me is strictly confidential. And it was J.J. Ford who was the biggest tipper in Sunset Towers. Awesome. So stop for a second. One last turn and talk question on the board. How does seeing the smoke at the Westing house affect J.J. Ford differently than Mr. Who and Dr. Wexler? So what did they do that was the same